Hello and welcome to the Jesu Otaku anime review. This week we'll be looking at Transformers Animated. While not technically anime, it's definitely a distant cousin. What the fuck?
Transformers, more than meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise.
Elite Academy washout Optimus Prime commands a space bridge repair crew of misfits on the far fringes of Autobot territory. As they go about their normal duties and curse their lot in life, fate decides to go upside their collective heads by tossing something through the space bridge. The revered Allspark, the source of all Cybertronian life. But no sooner do our downtrodden heroes make this discovery when they're set upon by their ancient enemies, the Decepticons. The ensuing battle causes them all to crash on an alien world full of strange organic life forms. A world called Earth. If this all sounds familiar, there's a reason for that. Transformers Animated is, at its core, a reboot of the original 1984 Transformers series with additional nods to the mini-series which followed. While it was created to capitalize on the live-action films, the show quickly revealed itself to be under the guidance of people with a deep and abiding love for the overall Transformers mythos. Let's start with the animation style. Transformers Animated took a sharp turn away from the hard angles and mechanized forms to which many fans have become accustomed, opting instead to borrow a more anime-inspired look and feel. And while it's unconventional and arguably kiddified, the moment you're introduced to the characters and setting, you realize it's a perfect fit. While Transformers Animated didn't have a gigantic budget, it did a lot with what it had. It's not top-of-the-line animation, but it doesn't descend into off-model garbage either, and what the heck is going on with the subtitles? Okay, you little red a-hole, quit stepping on my lines, got me? It's not pink, it's lightish red. Look, you stay off my lines, I'll get this over with, and then we'll both be happy, alright? They don't pay me enough for this. Moving on, let's talk about the voice actors. Transformers Animated has an amazing cast, both regular and guest stars, with David Kaye as Optimus Prime.
Okay, I know we're stuck out here in the middle of nowhere on a thankless assignment, but remember, we're all cogs in a great big Autobot machine.
And Corey Burton as Megatron.
I didn't spend the last 4 million solar cycles searching the galaxy just so you could lay your greasy wings on the Allspark. Ow! I will harness its energy into the ultimate weapon and crush the Autobots for good.
There's also tons of other well-known names rounding out the cast, like Tara Strong.
Got it this time. No worries.
Cree Summer.
I know all your moves, Optimus. Pure textbook Autobot Academy.
Phil Lamar.
Contamination located.
What are you calling a contamination?
Stay cool and roll back off the ship nice and easy like. And don't even think of spewing any of your slime at me.
Slime? What are you...
And Jeff Bennett.
Rats, can't hear you. There must be interference in the signal. Call you.
In addition to the regular cast, we have occasional guest stars like Lance Henriksen.
You got some spark plugs busting in here, I'll give you that. So you want to play bounty hunter? Then you better be ready to go all the way.
George Takei.
I will make you a deal. If you can get out the door before I stop you, you are free to go, and all charges will be dropped. See ya!
You are a douchebag.
And even Weird Al Yankovic.
You wouldn't dare do something that stupid! I am Redgar! I dare to be stupid!
There's a lot of names you'll recognize and a lot of talent to go around. I can't think of many, if any, occurrences where the acting faltered or the casting failed. Story-wise, Transformers Animated is about as good as it gets when it comes to American TV animation, and better than we're accustomed to on this franchise. While Beast Wars was always noted for having one of the strongest stories of all the cartoons, Transformers Animated gives it a run for its money. Unlike the first Transformers cartoon, Animated focuses on a much smaller cast, allowing for development, arcs, and growth of both the mythos and the characters. Both the heroes and villains are given room to advance, and you soon find yourself rooting for characters on both sides of the conflict. What's more, the humor caters to both smart kids and even adults.
But how is it you're able to make these new, smaller organics?
What really helped make Transformers Animated so special was the way the creators tried to keep in touch with the oldest of Transformers fans, even while bringing in new ones. Returning from the original series, yes, original is in 1984, are Corey Burton.
I knew it was merely a matter of time before you came back here to find your little friend.
Susan Blue.
What's your name, soldier?
RC, sir.
Don't call me sir. I work for a living. Name's Ratchet. Got that?
Yes, sir. Yes, Ratchet.
The Micro Machine, I mean John Machida.
First of all, the name's not Zippy. As a matter of fact, I don't believe I've ever met another bot named Zippy. So one can only assume that you came up with Zippy in reference to my speed, which may be technically accurate, but lacks a certain creativity.
And even Judd freaking Nelson.
Rodimus to Elite Guard Command! We are under attack! Repeat! Requesting backup! We are under attack!
In addition to the voices, the animators went out of their way to include characters and themes that invoke the original while still creating a whole new story. And the Easter eggs? Well, if you can identify this character, you know the show designers are true blue fans. Oi! Don't make me get the white out! Now that I've gone on and on about what works, let's talk about what doesn't. And the very first thing that leaps out for everyone who's watched this show is Sari. For those who haven't, Sari is a little girl who befriends the Autobots after they're stranded on Earth. Very early on, the Allspark senses something special in her and bestows to her a key which, well, pretty much does anything the plot calls for. Everything from instantly healing Transformers to cutting through force fields, to... I don't even know how this works. While Tara Strong does her best here, the character ends up being a drag on the story at best, and flat out insulting the audience's intelligence at worst. It wouldn't be so bad if Sari wasn't tied so deeply to the overall story arc, making her presence and the mystery surrounding why the Allspark chose her vital to the show. While she does develop and eventually become fairly likable, it happens so close to the end of the show's overall run as to be irrelevant. The other problem is actually not the fault of the show itself, but of some behind-the-scenes shenanigans. Originally slated to run much longer, Transformers Animated, despite being very highly rated and highly acclaimed, was killed after only 3 13-episode seasons. It gets a little fuzzy as to what exactly happened, whether it was Hasbro, Cartoon Network, the Bayformers franchise, or any combination thereof to blame, but the end result was the show had been planning its 4th season when the axe fell. Though they did their best to try to wrap up all the plot lines in the 3rd season finale, the results felt rushed and a little disappointing. Another nagging issue, while animated and filmed in widescreen, the show was only broadcast in full screen. Not even letterbox, but full screen, which is why the sides of this review are cut off. And yes, it was released on DVD the same way. Why? I have no freaking clue. The first 2 seasons of Transformers Animated are available from Paramount Pictures Home Entertainment, but frustratingly, there are no plans as of yet to release the 3rd. So on that one, you're on your own. This is what the Transformers live-action film should have been. Animated was fun, engaging, and something old-school fans could enjoy right alongside their kids. A lot of love went into this series, and it definitely shows. While it does have its faults, it's the kind of series people who have no interest in giant transforming robots could enjoy, and yet still satisfy its base. Overall, I give Transformers Animated 3 punches of kill everything.
Decepticon race.
You talk too much.
Out of 4. Okay, my last nerve? You just found it. Oh, son of a bitch!
Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons, the Transformers. Robots in disguise. The Transformers.